Hey there, it's me, Ripper the Clown, the unpredictable cartoon character come to life. And I recently discovered some very rare audio deep within the Ripper the Clown archives that features the late, great Macho Man Randy Savage doing a poetry reading of the Edgar Allan Poe classic The Raven from, I believe, circa 2004. So, for the very first time anywhere in the world, Ripper the Clown presents to you The Raven, as read by Randy Macho Man Savage.
Okay, should I just go ahead and start? Okay, let's do the thing, brother. The Raven by that punk Edgar Allan Poe. He has 3 names. Yes, he does. Freak out, freak out. Once upon a midnight dreary. Are we talking about the Midnight Express with Jimmy Cornette? I don't think so. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, thinking, while I pondered, weak and weary. The Macho Man Randy Savage is never weak or weary, and that's a documented fact. Never happened, Over many a quaint and curious volume, I think that's a book, yeah, of forgotten lore. I don't remember it. No, I do not. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping. I'm gonna tap the Ultimate Warrior on his head and give him a Macho Man Randy Savage hangover, if you know what I'm saying. As someone gently rapping, "Be a man, Hogan," rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Come on in, brother. The door is open, Only this and nothing more. Who was it? We don't know. No, we do not. You know what I'm saying? Distinctly I remember it was in bleak December after the WWF Survivor Series, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Like when I knocked that chump Hulk Hogan down on the floor with the WWF Championship belt. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow, but I never borrow money from the $1 Million Man, Ted Dibiase. From my book surceased, I don't know what that means. Of sorrow. Sorrow for the loss of Lenore. Who is this Lenore chick anyway? Where's she at? And is she on the Macho Man Randy Savage bandwagon? That's what I want to know. For the rare and radiant maiden, who the angels name Miss Elizabeth, nameless here forevermore, even though I just said her name was the lovely Miss Elizabeth, and not that Lenore chick, whoever she is. You know, Lenore would probably go out with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I hear the Hacksaw Jim Duggan's pretty desperate nowadays. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain, like my purple robe, thrilled me with macho madness and not pukemania, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt, never before, but kind of, So that now, to the still beating of my Bret Hitman heart, I stood repeating, I am the Lord and Master of the ring, past, present, and future. Macho Man is running wild, till some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. I think they want inside, 'Tis this and nothing more. There was no one there. This is mysterious. Presently, my soul grew stronger. Hesitating then no longer, brother. Sir, said I, or madam, or sensational Queen Sherri, or Colonel Mustafa, Truly your forgiveness I implore. I think that means to ask for it, you know what I'm saying? But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, dig it? And so faintly you came tapping, tap, tap, tapping, at my chamber door, that scarce was sure I heard you knock a little louder, yeah. Is it Hawk bringing me a slice of pizza? Here I opened wide the door to let the Road Warrior into the Macho Kingdom. darkness like the Undertaker there and nothing more. Let me tell you something, punk. The punk who keeps knocking at my door and running away is gonna be in the danger zone with the Macho King. Deep into that darkness, like the dark eyes of Jake the Snake Roberts, peering long, I stood there wondering, fearing. Macho Manus doesn't fear anyone, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dreamed a dream before, like the immortal Hulk Hogan or the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes with sweet Sapphire, But the silence wasn't broken, and the stillness gave no token, doing the thing, oh yeah. And the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore, who I think looked like Rowdy Roddy Piper in his skirt, I think, This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore for some reason, I don't know why. Merely 'tis and nothing more, Nothing means nothing, you know what I'm saying? Mean Gene, cup of coffee in the big time. I am the cream of the crop, Dig it. Then into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, not unlike when the Megapowers exploded. Soon again I heard a tapping, something louder than before, it was pretty noisy. But personally, I only got one door to knock on, and I will knock on that door, and it's not my chamber door, The door I need to knock on says Hulk Who, with the question mark right there, Hulk Hogan doesn't have the only key to the gym, you know what I'm saying. But I'm getting off topic. Back to the punk at my chamber door who keeps knocking and running away like some chump coward. Surely, said I said it, and I did it, and I done it, and I'm gonna do it again and again and again and again. Surely, that is something at my window lattice. I don't know what that is either, Let me see then what whatever that is, in this mystery implore like who was who in the World Wrestling Federation. Let my heart still be a moment, or let my heart be still a moment, in the mystery implore, everyone on red light alert, 'Tis the wind and nothing more, nothing at all, yeah. It's pretty windy out there tonight, I think like the Texas tornado blowing around, How long is this poem anyway? How long is it gonna last? It keeps going on and on and on and on. It's gonna send me over the edge. Freak out, freak out. Let me tell you something. This poem has gone on for like a million billion hours. It's lasted much longer than anyone ever lasted in the ring with the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah, dig it. You know what I'm saying? Open here I flung the shutter, with many a flirt and flutter, like that chump Hulk Hogan, who has lust in his eyes for Miss Elizabeth, when he touched her on the butt at SummerSlam, and don't think I didn't see it, because I did, In there stepped not the Road Warrior Hawk, but a stately raven. He looked pretty good for a bird, And the stately raven was without his flock, in the saintly days of yore, you know, back when things were pretty rotten. Not the least obeisance, yeah, ticket, made he. Not an instant stopped or stay he, brother. But with mien of Lord Stephen Regal or Lady Blossom, I am the Macho King, the bird perched above my chamber door. Freak out, what's he doing up there? Perched upon the bust of gorgeous George just above my chamber door. The punk perched and sat, and nothing more. Unbelievable. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad face into smiling like Doink the clown by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance, that means his face, it wore, through thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art bar sure no craven, the hunter or quick draw Rick McGraw or Bonesaw McGraw, who is better than the best. I was in Spider-Man, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore like when Ric Flair said he had photos of Miss Elizabeth, but he really didn't and I beat him, Tell me, brother, what thy lordly name is Lord Alfred Hayes is on the night's plutonium shore, because Lord Alfred Hayes is always talking about something when I ain't trying to talk about something, and he has no excitement for the Macho Man Randy Savage, and I called him out. You little excitement? Snap it to a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah. Quote the Raven nevermore, I'm pretty sure that's what he said, Let me tell you something, Raven. Comparatively speaking, to the Macho Man Randy Savage, you're nothing but garbage, yeah. Boo-hoo, here's your crying towel. I want you to give it to that chump Tito Santana, Much I marveled, because no one does it better than the Macho Man Randy Savage, at this ungainly foul, to hear discourse so plainly that I can declare that Hulkamania is dead, Though its answer little meanin', little relevancy bore, like the Honky Tonk Man's music boards of Macho Man Randy Savage and the lovely Miss Elizabeth. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being, even Vince McMahon, ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door at Titan Towers, unless it was the Red Rooster, bird or beast like George the Animal Steel upon the sculptured bust of a narcissist Lex Luger above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. That's what he said again, Things are starting to pop, and the Raven's in the danger zone with the Macho King. But the Raven, I actually thought his name was Johnny Polo, The Raven sitting lonely on that placid bust of Mr. Perfect spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Think about it, dig it. Nothing further until he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, not unlike Frankie the Bird, till I scarcely more than muttered, brother. Other friends have flown to Coop and gone to WCW before, On the morrow he will lead me like Miss Elizabeth, as hopes have flown before. Then the gobbledygooker said whatever it is that he said, which whatever it is that he said translates to nevermore. He said it again. I can't believe it. No, unbelievable. Sergeant Slaughter once said, "Gobble, gobble, you scum." You know what I'm saying? Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, like Ric Flair saying, "Woo, yeah." Doubtless, said I doubt it will happen, What it utters is its only stock in store, where I buy my World Wrestling Federation ice cream bars because they're too sweet to be sour, caught from some unhappy master, who wailing mercy unmerciful faced the natural disasters, I think, followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore, freak out, till the dirges of his hope, the melancholy burden bore. Look what he did there. He rhymed bore with bore, you know what I'm saying? Leapin' Lanny Poffo is a much better poet than Bad News Edgar Allan, if you ask me. Lanny is a genius, and he's my brother, Of nevermore, that's what he said. I heard him say it myself, no doubt about it. That Raven has the pizzazz factor, but the pizzazz factor would be lacking with the flower pot. Yeah, it would be lacking, But the Raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, again just like Doink the Clown. Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird and bust and door. I may have even given the bird, if you know what I'm saying. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to Abraham Lincoln, fancy, thinking what this ominous gobbledygooker of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly gun, and ominous cocoa beware the birdman of yore, meant in croaking nevermore. What's he saying now? Is he a frog? I don't know, the raven changed into a frog, and it happened so fast, you can't even talk about it. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into sensational Queen Sherri's bosom core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on that psychiatrist's couch. Remember when that happened on TNT? The greatest intercontinental heavyweight champion of the world is resting on his couch right now. On the cushions, velvet McIntyre lining, that the lamplight gloated o'er, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I know what I'm even saying, but we can all figure it out later, you know what I'm saying? But whose velvet violet lining, like Razor Ramon's vest, I think, with the lamplight floating o'er, whatever that means, she shall press, nevermore. The Raven's doing the thing, He's doing the thing. Later tonight, I may do the thing with the lovely Miss Elizabeth, if you know what I'm saying. Then me thought and me thinks and thinking, the air grew denser, perfume from an unseen censor, who I hit with my royal scepter. I think it may have been Rick the Model Martel, swung by Seraphim, a name that's kinda hard to pronounce, whose footfalls tinkled the tufted floor, whatever that's supposed to mean. It's probably something about Hulk Hogan dancing like a ballerina that time. Wretch punk, I cried, thy god Zeus, the human wrecking machine, hath lent thee by the jumping bomb angels. He hath sent thee, you know what I'm saying? There's more than one of them, just like the first conquistador and that other conquistador. Respite in nepenthe from thy memories of Miss Elizabeth, brother, oh brother love. Quaff, oh quaff, whatever quaff's supposed to mean. This kind of nepenthe, there's that weird word again. And forget the loss of the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship title to the Dragon. Quote the Raven, nevermore. I think that's all he ever says, again and again and again. The Raven better not be talking trash about the Macho Man Randy Savage, or my next title defense will be in the parking lot after the show when he's walking away from my chamber door. Be that word our sign of parting bird or fiend, I shrieked up starting, like when Jake the Snake Roberts put his hands on the lovely Miss Elizabeth, and no one touches Miss Elizabeth, Get thee back into the tempest and the night's plutonium shore. I think the plutonium shore is near the Boston Garden, I got a Macho 10 there one time, I think. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thou shall hath spoken, because nothing matters, no, nothing matters but the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship belt. Ooh, yeah. Leave my loneliness unbroken. With the bust of Medusa above my door, freak out, brother love, take thy peak from out thy black heart of Hulk Hogan, and take thy form from off my door before you put the madness over the edge. Dig it. Quote the Raven, nevermore, he said it again. Unbelievable, yeah, that's all he's saying, you know what I'm saying? This is not your typical type situation. He says nevermore like I snap into a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah. What you gonna do, Raven? Probably nothing, punk. You know what I'm saying? And despite hitting the Raven with the big elbow, the Raven never flitting, still is sitting. Yes, he is. He is still sitting on the placid bust of the Widowmaker just above my chamber door. And the punk's eyes have all the seeming of the Demondale Torborg who is dreaming. And the lamp light o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor do the thing and shall be lifted nevermore, brother. Dig it. Ooh, yeah.
Hey there, it's me, Ripper the Clown. I'm back. So you made it through to the end of Macho Man Randy Savage reading The Raven. Let me let you in on a little secret. That really wasn't Randy Macho Man Savage reading The Raven. It was me, Ripper the Clown, doing my Macho Man Randy Savage impersonation with my own Ripper the Clown twist on The Raven. So if you believe that it was really Macho Man Randy Savage reading The Raven, or if you believed that it was Macho Man Randy Savage reading The Raven for just a few seconds, then I have done my job. Now look, I've done impersonations of the Macho Man since day one on stage, and then doing the impersonation kind of became a trademark in my videos. I even made a Slim Jim parody commercial that Slim Jim itself praised on Twitter, saying that I took it to the next level. I even impersonated Randy Savage in my independent horror comedy feature film entitled The Stripper Ripper, which you can buy on eBay. Hell, even Lanny Poffo saw my impersonation of Randy Savage, and he personally told me in person that it was one of the best impersonations of his brother that he had ever seen. So I love impersonating Randy Savage. I love incorporating the impersonation into my act as much as possible for a variety of levels. I just love doing the Macho Man. I love talking like the Macho Man, and I love eliciting that nostalgia that the Macho Man elicits from an audience. And I also love writing this wrestling version of The Raven for this video. And hey, I actually have to admit that I got the idea for this Raven Randy Macho Man Savage video from Jake Urelian's short story collection entitled Dead Wrestlers, Broken Necks, The Women Who Screwed Me Over. If you haven't read this book, you really should. It's amazing. It's won multiple awards. It's full of pop culture and pro wrestling references that I know if you're watching this video you will love. And I got the idea from the short story entitled A, B, C, and sometimes D, wherein the narrator states on pages 26 to 27, quote, "The action was unfolding around me. Wanting to take in the scene without distraction, I turned off my CD player and awkwardly struggled, stuffing it into my unstrapped backpack. On a side note, I was listening to the audio version of the collected works of Edgar Allan Poe, as read by the Macho Man Randy Savage. It was okay, I guess. I was simultaneously annoyed and amused because Savage took liberties with Poe's text, randomly inserting a gratuitous number of ooh yeahs and diggits." Now, if you have not read Jake Urelian's Dead Wrestlers, Broken Necks, and The Women Who Screwed Me Over, go and buy it on Amazon right now. Hey, go and buy The Stripper Ripper on eBay. And if you haven't subscribed to Ripper the Clown's YouTube channel, please do so right now. As Andy Kaufman used to say before he faked his own death, thank you very much. I'm Ripper the Clown.